Hey, thanks for joining the Snelling Forging the Future podcast. My name is Bennett. I'm your host, and I'm here with Danny Sanchez. Danny is a plant manager at a plastics manufacturer in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Danny, it's great to chat with you today. How's it going?
It's going very well, and same.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for joining the call. Danny, do you want to give a quick introduction to yourself before we jump into some topic?
I would love that. So my name is Danny Sanchez. I'm a production manager at a plastic company here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Love to let you guys know a little bit about me and what I do.
Great. Awesome. Well, Danny, I'll start first of all by asking just good broadly, what drew you to hands-on operations leadership, and how would you describe your management style?
I started operations hands-on. I've always believed if you're going to lead something, you need to understand it. You have to start from the floor. Over time, I moved into leadership roles where I wasn't just responsible for output, but for building systems.
Mm,
I help scale production, recognize workflow, and align teams around measurable goals. What drives me is building something that runs better today than yesterday.
yeah, that's terrific. That's a great drive. Danny, how long have you been in operations management again?
Right now, I've been 4 years and a couple months, but
Okay.
altogether in my career, 11 years.
Wow.
In the
4 years.
plastic industry, 4 years now.
Okay, interesting. You're liking it well enough?
I love what I do. I love to build. I like to see the systems. I like to work on the floor and see where the bottlenecks are going to start and try to accomplish it before it gets to a bottleneck. So I'm always trying to stay. My philosophy is deal with it in milliseconds. So
Hmm.
before it gets to that minute, so once it gets to that minute, it runs smoothly. Once it gets to after that minute, we hit the hours. Once it gets to the hours, we're going to watch the production grow and the team's going to feel more success in what we're doing. So we
Yeah.
always got to try to avoid the bottlenecks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a terrific point. Well, Danny, I understand you've stepped into some environments where previous leaders had struggled. What's your approach to diagnosing culture gaps and turning things around?
Great question. I'd love to answer that. So I was in a place where they were struggling with management. They roughly went through 6 managers. The company was struggling. It was doing well, but it wasn't where it was supposed to be. It was pushing about 4 to 8 orders a month, 8 on a good month, let me say. I walked in, I looked around, saw everything that needed to be changed. Thought to myself, is this something I want to do? Is this something I want to take hands on? Took a couple of days. I decided, you know what, this is something I want to try out. I love the challenges. I love to see my potential continue to grow in environments where others weren't able to handle it. I consider myself a different type of manager, more of a builder and a leader than just a manager. I like to lead by example and I love to build. So I walked in this plant, I seen the things that were going on. I asked the questions that needed to be asked. I wrote them all down, went home, went to my office, stuff down. I took the challenge. As of right now, we are pushing, last 2 weeks ago, we pushed 16 orders before Friday. Now our typical um, orders are 10 orders a week. 10 orders a week, that's about 300% increase in sales.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of that, but I could not do it without the team. The team is the most major component to the company. And in order to get a team to get that type of confidence, you got to work with them. You got to understand them. You got to know their weaknesses and their strengths. You got to know the machinery. You got to literally listen to everything that the machine is doing. And you need to understand the production flow, what material they're running and why they're running so slow. If we can change different materials into this machine, we could push out more output. Think of it like a Walmart or an Amazon. If you got the production, if you got the capability of being able to push certain amounts of production without stressing the team, your company is going to grow. And I
Hmm.
did that, and I'm very proud of that. But I had to make sure I understood the culture and change it around. When I started, the majority of the team was already there, but
Right.
they were not, what can I say? They were not cross trained. So they only knew what they knew. And I thought to myself, as soon as I learned that, I said, this company needs to build for tomorrow. So what I did is I worked with each one individually, became not just their boss, not just a friend, but part of the team, as in getting dirty, getting hungry, getting tired, and working with them. Another philosophy I say is, if you're tired, I'm tired. If you're hungry, I'm hungry. If you're cold, I'm cold. But we're going to get through it together. So now the team believed in me and I believed in them. I took the time to cross train everyone from machinery to inventory to the logistics side to the prep side. And I worked hands on with each person on the machines, on the prep, inventory, and on the logistics side. As I'm learning the skills with them, we're creating a bond. So the days that I am not there, I know that they're capable of pushing the material out that needs to be done because they understand where we're at now. And when I walk through the door, I see their smiles like, hey, that's Danny, not the boss, not the manager, but he's one of us. And that's what makes companies grow. When you could get that type of leader, that type of builder in a place where others tried and failed, they could change stuff around. And that's what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny, I think it's incredible that 300% improvement in your processes and how much of an emphasis you put on, making relationships with your team. How do you balance being empathetic and personal with your team while still driving performance and accountability?
Great question. You have to leave emotions aside.
Okay.
When you're a leader, you have to leave them aside. You can't be cold. But the first thing I say when you walk through the door is game on. We all have stuff going on, and I speak truthfully. I don't sugarcoat anything. So what you see here is like I tell my teams what you see when we leave the building. The same person, very genuine. We leave everything outside the door. Whatever we're going through, we leave outside the door. I want this job, this work, to be an escape from whatever you guys are going through outside in the world where you guys matter, where you guys can succeed, where you guys feel appreciated if that's what's going on in your life. Or if it's just you want to have a good job, a good place to work and feel comfortable, that's what you do. So we leave the emotions aside and it's game on. I start a meeting early in the morning, 6 a.m., talk about safety, production, orders going out, orders that need to be grinded. I also ask for any questions, any feedback, what they think. I like to have them part of a solution, not part of a.
Yeah, yeah, that's fantastic. It seems like again, you really emphasize making those relationships, and I love what you're saying about making them part of the solution. Do you feel like members of your team feel like they can bring things to you and make improvemements on things where they see areas for improvement?
Yes, and when you see the joy they have of being comfortable to bring it to you without you're gonna get mad, or is he just gonna be one of those
Right.
bosses that brush it aside or, "Yeah, okay." 'Cause I've seen stuff like that in other previous places. I'm not one of those.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a builder, I'm a leader. I wanna hear their stuff. Sometimes the plan that they have might not work, but it's still a good idea of what they're doing because it brings confidence out on them. And the next idea might be exactly what we need. And I didn't think about it. And I was like, you know what? We did it all because of you. They feel a type of ownership for the company and type of pride when they go home, like talk to their families, like the boss listened, Danny listened, and we got so many orders out today.
Yeah.
And they come in the next day and they're ready to go.
Yeah, being able to see and be a part of that kind of success and sometimes even being the reason that it came about, I can imagine how that would keep people very motivated. That's a great way to go about it.
It stops turnover. People
Yeah.
wanna stay. So many people are jumping ships, companies jumping companies because of toxic environments. If you could eliminate the toxic environment and just make it a place where they feel wanted, whereas I wanna go to work because I love my team, and we
Yeah.
get stuff done, and it's like, "Okay, this is where it's at."
Yeah, I really agree that that's such a great way to look about it. Well, Danny, when scaling quickly, like y'all have, what operational bottlenecks tend to emerge first? And how do they impact team dynamics and hiring?
The question. For hiring, I look beyond the college degree. I look beyond that stuff. Not that it's not good, because it's a great thing. What I look for is that glimpse in their eye that I want to work, that life's been hard. I need a chance. I need to provide. And I hear them out and I explain to them just like I spoke to you.
Right.
They come in, they sit down, just like if I'm talking to you, this is what they see, this is what they hear, all the way around 360.
Mhm.
Let them know who I am. Before we even start, I wanna know about them. Who are you? Not what job you were at, not what you were doing, but who is Jonathan? Who is Melissa? Just a little bit. That opens the door, that breaks the ice. And then I tell them about me, how I started my career, where I'm at now. I'm one of you guys, not just a guy sitting on the other side of the table, but the same as you. I see that glimpse in their eyes that they wanna work, that they want this. And I open the door for them. But I also tell them straight, I'll open the doors for you. The door's open. You come work, You do the job that needs to be done, but it's up to you to keep the door open or close it on your way out. Right now, we have no turnovers. People are staying. People are staying. And I told them I'm a different type of manager. I'm a different type of boss. I'm a different type of leader. And I like to build. And not just the machinery, not just the workflow, but people. If you can build your team, sky's the limit. I mean, see, 300% increase in sales when they were just pushing 8 on a good month.
Yeah,
That tells you a lot of what I could bring to the table for the right company.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean that you really seem to have a really great way of building teams, building people up, and investing in candidates like that, investing in employees, excuse me, is how you create a long lasting team and reduce turnover. That's fantastic. Danny, you've brought teams together after major transitions, I understand. What's your mindset for integrating people and rebuilding trust?
Great question. What I've done is we had another plant, it closed down. We had all the material in the other plant. Fortunately, I wasn't the one running it. I would have loved to run that plant because it would have been open to this day. So we had to figure out what are we going to do with all the material that's over there? What are we going to do with all the accounts? What are we going to do with all the machines? In that time, I was pushing, let's say, 10 to 12 orders a month. So that we're still doing good, better than 4 to 8 on a good month, and that was regularly. When we brought the other people over, the piece out with me, and I said, "Hey, we gotta take care of this stuff. What are we gonna do? The plant is closing." I said, "I know my abilities and my worth on what I can do for this plant. I'll make sure that none of your accounts close, but I need to be able to put the machines, the grinders and the shredders where I want them because how I work, it has to be like water, it has to be like flow, it has to flow. If you put a rock or a branch in it, it can't flow properly and it's going to misalign the team. It's going to create friction." I said, "Just trust me on this. I won't let you down." As of right now, we're pushing 300% increase in sales. Now we brought some of the team from the other company over. They were nervous. I went to go meet with them. I told them who I was. I brought them over and I let them express their ideas. And they were able to align themselves with the team here in Milwaukee. And they built a beautiful culture of understanding the material that was from Illinois to Wisconsin. Now, right now, in the other company, they had about 8 to 12 employees doing on one production line. I was able to reduce the 8 to 10 employees to only 2 employees. 2 employees that saved cost, lowered downtime, gave accountability, and showed what I can do when I'm able to give the team the confidence that they have and bring it out. So 2 employees out of 8 employees, I mean, that's major, and I applaud them every time, because if I have you in that seat, it's because I believe in you. It's because I trust you. I won't just put you there if I feel that you're not ready for it. I'm gonna put you there because, "Hey, you know what, Johnny, I believe in you, and I know you can do this." And you know what? Johnny's not gonna let me down
Right.
because I built that with him, and we built that trust where Danny never let me down. Everything he says, he does, and the same with the leadership upper level. That's what I bring.
Yeah, I noticed this pattern of like a top-down trust pattern where your leadership trusts your abilities and you're able to work to the highest of your capacity, and then the same goes for people under your employ. So I can see why that works so well. Danny, why do you believe candidate experience matters in the long term? It seems like even for people you don't hire, there's really an emphasis on candidate experience.
Experience goes a long way because if you could get candidates to stay there long enough to build something, to build a future, not just for the company, but their home, to be able to survive, to be able to pay their bills. Now you have somebody with so much skill and so much knowledge and so much wisdom that's willing to share it to the next future of the company. As you treat your employees the way you're supposed to treat them like human beings, they're gonna also give back to the next generation. That's going to keep your doors open and we all get to eat on the same table. Instead of me just eating and then the doors closed, because I've seen it happen, let's all eat together. As the next generation comes in and they're ready to go. And when I'm long gone, part of me still exists in that company that says, "I did it. I did it. The doors are still open," and that's what I want to leave behind to my children, my daughter. I have a little girl named Leona. I had to throw her out there.
Yeah.
And I do this because I love her. I said, "If you want to see a successful man, see a man that loves his child, and you're gonna have a successful man because all I do is do it for her. Even though she doesn't know what I'm doing at work, she's only 4 years old, I do it for her.
That's terrific. I have some nieces myself. I'm not a parent yet, but definitely 4 is a great age. She's gotta be a lot of fun right now.
Adorable. It
Yeah,
just I do everything for her, and that's why I love what I do. I love to build because not only am I building the future for the company, but I'm building the future for my daughter.
yeah. That's fantastic. I appreciate it, Danny. Well, last question here, Danny. Looking ahead 12 to 18 months or so, what kinda leaders and team members are gonna be essential for sustainable growth, and where do you think we're missing talent today?
I believe I love the questions you're asking. They're questions that need to be heard and need to be answered correctly. What the world is missing right now, I say an AI manager. What
Mm,
I mean by that is the managers that you can speak to, say you go in an interview. Interviews are very hard for people nowadays. Recruiters ghost a lot of people. Why? I don't know. And I think that's terrible. If they speak to somebody, they should talk to them. And if it doesn't work out, still communicate with them because somebody's putting a lot of energy into this.
mhm,
But as I was going forward, what's going on right now is management is just being managers. The old ways are deteriorating. My father ran two successful steel companies. And I learned a lot from him. I learned the old ways of doing things, but I chose my own route. He said, "Come work with me, son." I love him to death. But I said, "Dad, I got to do this on my own. I got to do
mm,
my own route. I got to figure this out." And I did that. So I took all the knowledge he knows and how he runs his businesses. And I put some of the stuff from the new generation, my generation, and I put it into play. And I molded something that very few are able to obtain, companies are able to obtain. A builder, a leader, and a manager all infused into one. If you could get that type of manager, type of leader, and that type of builder, sky's the limit. But nowadays, they just look for the school. They don't look for the experience. I've seen a lot of candidates that says, "I have the experience, but I don't have the school." The company pushes them aside. Do you know what a big mistake you just did?
mm,
Not that school is bad. School is amazing. But if I had to choose, me in general, I had to choose a leader for my company. And I was all sales. I found another company I could build and scale. And I'm going to look for somebody with the experience. The school is great. I love school. I think education is amazing. Everybody should have education. But I need somebody with the experience that understands the floor, that understands the floor, that understands every nook and cranny of the company, that can see in 3D and not just in 2D. Because once you get that, basically their school is going to be their floor. It's going to be teaching the generation that's there and the generation to come. So their school is going to be your plant. But in order to get that type of person to be able to see that, you have to have a great leader, a great builder to say, "I'm going to bring you under my wing. You might not have the school, but I'm going to give you the school and the tools you need to make stuff happen for you. Because I believe in you. Otherwise, we would not be talking. And I know it works because I've done it and I've seen it happen. And I'm proud of those people more than ever because they know what it is to get their knees dirty and get back up and says, "Hey, I'm here." And when someone says I'm here, the door opens up for them. And that's what I love about what I bring to the table for my team and for the newcomers coming in through the door. And any other company that's listening to this, think beyond the box. Stick with the old ways, but also infuse the new ways. Some people didn't have money for education. Some people had to just struggle on their own. Some people had children and couldn't make it. Some people didn't have parents. Some people couldn't do it. They only got through high school or wherever they got to, or they maybe got a year of college. And for whatever reason, they weren't able to complete it. Don't look at that as a downfall. Look at that as somebody that knows what it is to struggle and wants to keep going. And that's going to be your moneymaker.
yeah. Well, Danny, I just love your thoughts on this. It seems like you're really the kind of manager that could bring people together in the modern world, that could, like you said, make the best of old management tactics while also acknowledging, you know, the progress that we're making. I really appreciated getting to talk with you today. Are there any social medias or websites that people could visit to learn more about yourself?
If you want to see my social media, I'm on LinkedIn. That's the only social media I have. My daughter takes my computers When I'm at home, I get 1 hour to do my work, but, you can find me on LinkedIn, Danny Sanchez on LinkedIn. You can find me there, and I hope a lot of people join and get to talk to me.
Yeah, definitely. I hope people check out your profile. Seems like you have a lot to offer. I really appreciate you joining the call today, Danny. I feel like we can end it here. I can't imagine a better ending note than where you landed just now. So I appreciate you joining the call today, and I can bring this conversation to a close.
Thank you for your time, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Danny. Have a great rest of your day.
You as well.